So, as starting out as a script writer, and then a villain, and then a producer, and then a director, and then a hero, adding to the new winds of change to Tollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Adivi Sesh. Give it up.
మధ్యలో స్పాట్ బాయ్ మధ్యలో
So I just wanted to ask you, so do you prefer being called Adivi Sesh, or do you prefer being called Sunny Chandra?
The short answer, the short answer is that my full name is Adivi Sesh Sunny Chandra.
Okay.
When I was born, my father didn't put Sesh in the legal school class kada. Like Sesh theesesaru.
Okay.
And I was only Sunny Adivi my entire life in the States.
Sunny Adivi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Chandra is my middle name, right?
Okay.
But you know, Sesh is actually Seshagirishwari, my grandmother. I've never met her.
Okay.
So when I was entering the business, I thought maybe try this. When I was entering the business, I thought, why not name myself after her?
Okay.
And Sesh, it's like my barsala padi Sesh never petla naku. Never pilole Sesh. My whole life I was Sunny to everybody.
Okay.
So it's suddenly everybody in the States and family, everybody knows me as Sunny. Everybody in the business and friends in the business know me as Sesh.
Okay, so what do we call him from now onwards, guys? Sunny or Sesh? Which one do you prefer? How many of you say Sunny? Raise your hands. Sunny. How many of you say Sesh? Raise your hands.
There's another category also, category 3. మన North Indians ఇంటి పేరు ఫస్ట్ వస్తుందని తెలుగులో తెలియదు.
అవును.
So they'll be like, Adivi, hi Adivi, how are you Adivi?
What is with Adivi? Is it like a historical background where?
No, it's just the last name. Just the last name.
Okay.
You know, we're jungly. We're from the forest.
Yeah, no, I mean that's not what I was pointing out towards. But
The funny one is, you know, people initially when I first, you know, because I don't come from a filmy background.
Right.
They thought he was kind of like, you know, like Allar Naresh Garu, the way he has Allari from his first film, Allari.
Right.
Adivi cinema lo meer leru kadandi meeku Adivi Sesh ni meet.
Okay.
I said no, that's
so Karma Sesh is also good enough for you, or would it be Panja Sesh, or would it be what's the
host ki man చేసిన సినిమాలు గుర్తు లేకపోతే
no Karma Sesh. I think Karma Sesh sounds good considering it's your first movie.
అంటే తెలుగులో కర్మ, though it's a beautiful word I believe, తెలుగు వాళ్ళకి ఒక తిట్టులో వాడతారు కర్మరా బాబు అంటారు.
Okay.
కర్మ శేష్ వచ్చి బాబు అంటారు.
Shanam Sesh.
Yeah, that's nice. అంటే క్షణంలో వెళ్ళిపోతాడనా?
Yeah, కొంచెం క్షణాలలో వెళ్ళిపోకండి. Just stay put. I know you're in a rush.
No, I understand.
Okay. Now being such a multifaceted personality, what do you like to be remembered as a producer, scriptwriter, director, or an actor?
Well, when I was sort of editing my Twitter profile, it asked the same question, what are you, right?
Okay.
And I said actor and storyteller.
Actor and storyteller. How about filmmaker?
You know, I think filmmakers are essentially today's way of telling stories.
Okay.
So ultimately, a film, you're telling a story. You know, 1,000 years ago, మనం అందరం ఫైర్ చుట్టూ కూర్చొని కథ చెప్పుకునేవాళ్ళం. ఇవాళ ఒక థియేటర్లో కూర్చొని కథలు చెప్పుకుంటాం.
Right.
But we're all ultimately telling stories.
But where do you ideally would long to be? In front of the screen, behind the camera, or in a coffee shop writing down scripts?
Absolutely. Well, I'm in a coffee shop right now.
Yeah. Oh, you thought it was a coffee shop? Okay.
I'm an actor first.
Okay.
When I was a child, you know, Rambo సినిమాలు చూసి పట్టుకొని
Yeah.
తలకి ఏదో టవల్ కట్టుకొని ఇటు పరిగెట్టేవాడు.
Banal
Exactly. Being 5 years old, you know.
Right.
So it was always that, and writing is something I fell into and fell in love with.
Okay.
It's definitely a love. It's definitely a passion, but it's a discovered love.
Okay.
Acting,
It's an acquired taste of sorts.
Writing is an acquired taste, like
Okay.
trying scotch or something. I don't know.
How do you see? I have a lot of friends who are writers. I mean, they write across different genres and different. See, they need to be in the zone to churn out stuff. How do you bring it out?
You know, I don't think there's one way. It just really depends. There was there's a now defunct bakery called Griffin,
right
in Madhapur, that I wrote most of Kshanam in.
Okay.
And, you know, it was in the middle of shooting for Bahubali.
Wow. Okay.
So I'd be on set all day, and suddenly the next day, maybe if I'd had off, I'd be writing a script.
Okay.
So, and that's definitely not the way you want to sort of exoticize how a writer's process is, right?
Right.
You want them in that zone. Whereas I was sitting in a noisy bakery and eating the finest breads and losing all my Bahubali workout.
Okay. Where did you write Karma?
Karma was in the States.
Okay.
At home, of course.
Oh, at home. All right. No bakery there.
No bakery there. But I wrote a lot. You see, living in the Bay Area, you know, you're so close to the ocean. 3-hour drive, though. The greatness about living in San Francisco is within a 3 to 4 hour drive. Manaki ocean current, ocean on the mountains, Mount Shasta,
Golden Bridge undi.
Golden Gate Bridge on the. You've got forests, the world's tallest redwoods.
Right.
You've got Pebble Beach, the world's greatest golf course.
Right.
You've got the Mojave Desert, which is 4 hours south.
Right.
You've got the Russian River, which is an hour north.
Okay, I get it. You traveled quite a bit.
So, no, but I didn't really. It was all just where I grew up.
Okay.
So I wrote, you know, you drive out somewhere in the morning and you find inspiration.
That's fine. So Planet of the Apes is also based out of San Francisco. Yeah.
And they were authentic. I checked the signboards in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So across the bridge, where most of the
Yeah,
shooting.
and like when they show them walking through ruins and
Right,
there's
right.
a street sign, it's
Right.
actually the street sign
Wow.
from San Francisco. So that was pretty accurate.
So central to the movie.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I'll see. Before the interview, you had told me that do not ask me any personal questions.
That's true.
So
You thought I would say a diplomatic answer and say, no, I didn't say that.
No, I come well prepared for that. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I won't get personal. But you know, for just because we've started this late, the interview late, and you seem to be slightly pissed off about it.
I am.
There is something. Okay, chai vadipothundi. So the first video was that of Shalini Pandey.
Yeah,
And-
quite a few hits for that. I heard.
Yeah. It so happened we got lucky, and you know, a lot of people messaged me and inboxed me and DM'd me saying, "Who
Is the host of that?
No.
Absolutely not. In fact, I felt the same
That was
way.
in the comment section. Why would they message me?"
You know, I felt the same way. I'm like, man, who's this host? You know, my actress is nominated just and already done.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. So a lot of people said they requested me to get a couple of actors. Okay. And I'll tell you, there were 3 names that were always doing the rounds. Okay. One happens to be Rana. One happens to be Adivi Sesh. The other happens to be Vijay Deverakonda. Like these guys are all, we want them. Why don't you get them? And of course, I had to put in a word to my producer. And so so I did a survey of sorts.
Vijay
What?
and Rana.
Where? Yeah, so I realized, why is it that it's only these 3 people who seem to be, you know, frequently being asked for or requested for, and then
So friendly.
or it could be a whole lot of things. So I did a cross check of sorts, and 3 of you, I don't know, you're tall. Okay. No, I'm not.
Dude,
don't.
this guy's like 6'4", this host.
6'4",
Why don't you
yeah.
stand up on camera?
I will do that. We'll take a photo together and then. So you guys are tall. Maybe all 3 of you have sport a beard. All 3 of you are perceived to be single. So is that because of that?
అంటే మన దాంట్లో పెళ్లి కాకపోతే ఎవడైనా సింగిల్
లే అంటే
అండ్ రాణా ఐ థింక్ వుడ్ హావ్ నెవర్ బీన్ సింగిల్
yeah, so I asked a friend of mine, అరే అడవి శేష్ ఎందుకు అంతమంది అడుగుతున్నారు రమ్మని అంటే, సో ఆల్సో విజయ్ అండ్ షీ టోల్డ్ మీ, అవును బాగానే ఉంటాడు, తెల్లగా ఉంటాడు, ఎర్రగా ఉంటాడు. I am blown away. I mean, people in South India, like even girls, what they color profile you still, and
You know, that's something I've always wondered about.
you want to talk about?
Yeah, I do actually. That's
Okay.
important to me. I've only ever said this in one interview, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, growing up in the States, I just ended up. I've seen beautiful Mexican women. I've
Yeah.
seen beautiful Asian women. I've seen beautiful black women.
Okay.
And you know, for me, when someone intends a compliment and say, I take it as a compliment because they intend it as a
Yeah,
compliment.
you can't help it. You'll have to take it as a compliment.
Right, and they're only saying it positively. But
Yeah.
I don't necessarily look at it as something, one, I've achieved.
Okay. Right.
Two,
Thanks to your genes.
yeah, genes, shirts, whatever.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. So no. So is by comparative standards, I just wanted to find out. So Adivi Sesh erraga tellaga untada. Does he fall into that bracket?
I'm actually a little bit yellow.
Is it girls? Yes. No, I mean you don't have to be scared. You're not being recorded.
That's because I just said I don't believe in it. So they're like, I don't know if I should say anything.
Last year?
Yeah.
Erraguntada?
Yeah, he's very fair and like Telugu hero Telugu antunnadante Vijay Deverakonda, you are pretty fair than them.
Yeah, but like Rana's bigger.
You know who is not going to sleep tonight?
And
Like someone who's going to go hit the bed
and Vijay is more talented. So I figure, it
yeah.
evens
So
out. Rana has more facial hair. So
okay, Rana.
yeah,
Will he come to my show if this goes on?
I will give a personal recommendation not to.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, isn't it? I don't know. See, I think I have a crush on Iliana. She's not fair.
Oh, thank God! I think I was about to say I have a
I'm
crush
crushing
on
you.
you.
Don't.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know what to make of that. I was
Yeah.
like,
Don't flatter
thank you,
you.
but I don't swing that way. Yeah.
Don't push it. Don't flatter yourself. Yeah. So.
Dude, that makes two of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think. Is there any way we can get her to the show? I mean.
I wish, dude. When you get her here, can you get me here too?
Dude, it's so bad. Yeah, but see, it so happens, and that we still tend to color classify people.
We do.
Right? Would you, as a producer or a director or an actor or script writer, would you even dare casting a heroine or an actor? I think actors. I mean, there have been a lot of people who've been dark skinned or yeah, but actresses. Would you go ahead and dare and cast someone who is not light skinned?
Yeah, can I give a twofold answer to that?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
The first answer is sort of historic. In that sense, when I was reading Ramesh Menon's translation of the Mahabharata,
Okay.
he describes, and his translation comes from the Sanskrit original version. He spoke about Draupadi being the most beautiful woman in all of Bharata,
Right.
and his description of Draupadi was
Okay.
that she was 7 feet tall,
Wow.
extraordinarily curvy,
Okay.
and a skin that shined at night because it was as dark as a Shivalinga.
Right. Wow.
And that was considered beauty.
Oh, you're into mythology and stuff? Oh,
Well,
wow.
I made karma for God's sake.
Oh.
But I really subscribe to that idea. I think Cindy Crawford is as beautiful as a Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
And Naomi Campbell is as beautiful as a Rekha.
Serena Williams. Yeah.
I don't fancy her.
Okay.
But Naomi Campbell, I find that pretty.
Yeah.
And you have a Rekha who's a gorgeous
Dusky.
dark-skinned woman,
Yeah, yeah.
and you've also got somebody like
Sheehan?
Aishwarya Rai, who's a light-skinned woman who's gorgeous as well. So all shapes and colors.
But
In
Cindy
that sense-
Crawford per se is not dark skin. I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Dusky.
from the lightest of the women to the darkest.
Oh, that's how you went,
that-
okay.
Gradient light.
Right. Yeah.
And for me, as far as casting, it's entirely based on the role.
Okay.
And sometimes you're also limited by how your audience thinks. See, one thing I've always known, just because I am light skinned, when I walk out, a lot of under regular friends, Kani, they believe I'm very rich.
Right. Wow.
They associate.
Are you rich?
No.
Oh, which car do you drive? Yeah?
I would
Tell me.
prefer not to answer that. That's a personal question.
Oh.
But just this idea that just because people do tend to perceive a light-skinned person to be richer.
Okay.
So when you're casting for a role, you're all of a sudden limited by that. So if you want to cast this extraordinarily dark-skinned person as the lead actress who's supposed to be a billionaire,
Right.
you probably want to add 2 more scenes to accommodate that,
Okay. Right.
to help that digest into the public perception.
Are we on our way to that zenith where?
When I see all these popular actresses say, I'm not going to model for Fair and Lovely,
Okay.
I think that's beautiful.
Okay.
And I think it started a couple of years ago with Nandita Das,
Right.
who, when I saw her in 1947 Earth, the Amir Khan film, I
Right,
thought she was
right.
so beautiful. I fell in love with her in that film.
Okay.
So I just think it's definitely starting to catch on.
All right.
And the fact that you're asking me this question rather than just saying, "Arey, talaga eraga unnaru," itself shows a sign of progress.
Great. Yeah, because, I mean, in the West, per se, people are getting tanned and dark skinned or whatever, brown skinned or whatever wheatish complex.
I find that nice brown is the best, man. Caramel is the best.
Okay.
Not too light, not too dark.
I really don't know. Are we skirting on a very sensitive topic? Will
Are
we
we?
be banned? Or
I'm only
something?
speaking about my personal opinion.
Okay.
If you find vanilla better than caramel, all kudos. And if you find ebony better than that, all
So based on your mythological references, or you would prefer curvaceous and wheatish and complexion to be more.
I do, yeah, absolutely. And also, if it's okay, I don't really like using the word mythology
Okay.
because it implies myth,
Right.
meaning something false.
Okay.
Bring
them on, man. Bring on more curvy people onto the screen and
Yeah, I hope
dark
so.
skin.
You know, our lead actress in Goodachari, Sobhita, Telugu girl.
Okay. Oh,
Though
wow.
she is lighter than me.
Okay.
But Sobhita, Telugu girl, she's tall.
Okay.
And she's, she's curvy.
Wow, cool. So she's
But she's talented. That's the most important part.
okay. So she is a Telugu girl.
She's a Telugu girl.
Wow. Okay. And at least in that way, you're trying to break the mold.
Yeah, భాషాభిమానం ఉంది బ్రదర్.
Right.
చేసిన ప్రతి సినిమా కూడా తెలుగు అమ్మాయి దొరకాలని మాత్రం.
Is there?
Absolutely, and it's part of the reason I know this is an English speaking show.
Okay.
But me being a Telugu actor, part of the reason why I keep breaking into Telugu is so that I can connect to the people I love.
Cool. Now that you're in a spy movie and we've been told to rescind a game that we did because we have another game in mind. Let's see how your spy skills or how nimble your hands are.
Nimble, huh?
Can we?
I'm not going to give you a massage or anything.
No. There is a certain beverage in this where Sesh would take a swipe at it, I would take a swipe at it, and then after having it, we'll have to flip it so that.
He's sounding conspicuous by saying certain beverage. It's juice, it's not alcohol.
Yeah, it's just juice, and we'll have to flip it till it comes back to its original position.
Well, that's not the case. You have to flip it so that it falls like this upside down.
Right.
So it's not the original position. He's misleading you.
Shall we?
All right, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, here goes. Now, stadi prati. Dude, you. Woo!
Shit, damn it! Oh, does that count?
No, you don't do it. Just.
You heard that? They're calling you Sesh Anna. Look at this, it's my last glass. I'm having a backing. Woo!
All right.
Yeah, but try finishing it off.
India only lost the innings, not the test match.
That was a great show.
I got some juice in my eye.
I've got juice all over.
Hey. Keep it children friendly.
Yeah. So yeah, try finishing those two. Let me see.
I'm good. I concede. Unfortunately, England has defeated India in this game.
Charle, enduku.
Are you Telugu or English talking?
Cool. So I think this can be removed and. But nevertheless, guys, that
నేను
was.
ఇంటర్వ్యూకి అప్రోచ్ అయినప్పుడు చెప్పాను బ్రో అనవసరంగా హోస్ట్ యాక్టర్స్ని డామినేట్ చేస్తున్నాడు లాస్ట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ కూడా చూశాను అండ్ నేను అడిగినందుకు ఇలా ప్రూవ్ చేయడానికి డామినేట్ చేశాడు అనమాట
No, but I think all said and done, Adivi Sesh is one gem of a person. He's a sport. All it took me is just one phone call from one producer, and that's it.
I'd like to say that his producers don't just ask, they tell. They don't ask what time is okay, they tell you what time is okay.
That's what producers do. And we met over coffee, and he said, "Game, let's do this tomorrow." And I don't think there's been any actor who said, "Fine, let's go for the interview and one go."
Elunin shoot unde, so
You had to ruin it. Yeah. So we have a guest on board, and we thought we'll do this with you. Because you've started out all by yourself, and we have our sympathies, or we I wouldn't even say sympathies. We have this frequency for people who do things by themselves, who start out by their own, in a way. And there's this girl, Kruti. She's a lawyer by profession, and you know what she does, guys? She actually sells homemade cookies along with ice cream. All by herself from 11 to 1 o'clock in the middle of the night, all by herself, out of passion.
for every atheist who asks whether there is a God,
Kruti Gelli. Right, Kruti. Yeah. So can we have a chair for Kruti, please?
yeah, producer, give a chair to the second guest for God's sakes. Paapam. Hey, this doesn't happen on Conan. When these guys pitched me the show, they said this is going to be just like Conan O'Brien. And
Did you ever see Conan starting out in the initial stages of
well, he had a chair, I'm assuming, for his second guest, right, Tuti?
Yeah. So these guys are all youngsters, novices. We've decided to work with them because.
Every young man?
Okay, fine. Let's. So yeah, Kruti. So do we?
Dude, isn't your producer Miss Telangana?
Oh, it's being called on camera. Yeah, she is. Okay, so Kruti, tell us something about yourself and tell our guest here what's your dish all about and how did you start?
Hi, I'm Kruti. I was a practicing advocate, but there was a moment called for it, so I switched from being an advocate to starting my own business. And we started off with ice cream sandwich, and we are sticking to the concept for now. And going forward, we'd like to expand a lot more.
She's advocating happiness.
Yeah, I know, an advocate who advocates.
Thank you.
happiness. That's nice.
So Vivek had a conversation with me yesterday. He told me that he's mentioned you about the ice cream sandwich and you were interested in having one.
Hey, seriously, yeah.
So I made my way here, leaving the drive over there, which I haven't done so far. It's been 6 months since I started. Every single day I was at the business.
Yeah.
It's only the first day that I left it through the driver and came here.
All I had to do was just say 2 words. Adivi Sesh.
You know, as an actor, I often get surprised that people have love for what it is I do, and I think the fact that you're a qualified lawyer, and you're doing this. I'm assuming this is your passion, and that's your profession, and I'm assuming this is becoming a blend of both. So I think that's really cool. Thank you for it.
Thank you very much.
Just brought tears to my eyes.
Drama rasta unde comedy radi ani.
So do we get to? Does he get to taste your product?
Certainly, yes. I got 2 famous flavors from my cream chip to you.
So if the 2 are for me, what does he have?
I'll binge on it later on. She owes me that.
Okay.
So one is salted caramel.
Konukuntamle.
Salted caramel with vanilla, salted caramel cookies with vanilla, and white chocolate chip cranberry cookies with chocolate ice.
Into caramel petto I do, sir. Guys, I'm not faking this. I am genuinely excited.
I really hope you like it.
Oh, I have to bite into this.
Yeah, I
Oh, this is gonna leak.
No, we have tissues. Don't worry.
Because it took some time to.
Yeah.
Have some.
We should also made it personalized. It's just.
Oh yeah.
Careful.
My cream chip for Adivi Sesh. Woo! Thank you. Whoa. Oh my God. Crap.
How is it? Is it really good? Is it orgasm?
I really like the cookie.
Thank you very much.
This is good.
What's the other flavor that we have?
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. This is the end of the interview. I'm going to be eating for a while.
Would you also like to take the
have a dig at the other one.
All right.
We'll send this across to you.
Yeah. But put it back in the freezer so it doesn't melt.
Yeah.
Bah, inta asalu antagaram nachinda.
Cranberry white chocolate chip with chocolate iced tea.
Okay, this has the better ice cream. So, do you make the ice cream as well?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yeah?
That cookie, this ice cream.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Oh.
We can make another one.
It's like her beauty, her brains. Goes like that. You'll have to take what comes.
నేను ఐస్ క్రీమ్ శాండ్విచెస్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాను మనం దేని గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాను తెలియదు Right, please guys put those in the freezer so I can eat them after.
Sure. So yeah.
Not sharing.
So Kruti, so how did the journey start? Maybe you can share a couple of things with Adivi Sesh and tell him, where do you basically sell your cookies?
So journey.
Where do you sell your ice cream sandwiches?
Right. Starting with the journey, there was no set path as such. I've been very passionate about business, and especially food business. And the time had come. I started this year May. And we are usually located at Kondapur, opposite Google office. We start there around 9:30 and we're there till 12 a.m.
Guys, I will be at the Google office in Kondapur sometimes to eat this ice cream sandwich.
That will be good.
Great. Thanks a lot, Kruti.
Thank you very much.
Now tell us about this new movie of yours, Goodachari.
Well, I can't really too much because we're not promoting just yet. We're still making it. But I can say that after Ksharam's release last year, I wrote this script for 9 months.
Okay.
I've been in the movies long enough to know that you have to work equally hard for a hit film or a flop film.
Right.
And you always try your best and hope it works out. But I'm really proud of Goodachari. It's not my take on a Bond film per se. Goodachari అని చెప్పగానే చాలా మంది జేమ్స్ బాండా అని అడిగారు. సో దానికి కౌంటర్గా మేము ఏం చేసామంటే సినిమాలో డైలాగ్ కూడా పెట్టాం. బాండ్ అంత బడ్జెట్ లేదులే కానీ the reason being I actually genuinely wondered, how would a spy happen in India?
Right.
For example, Raw, they don't have a website. Like in the US, you can actually apply to the CIA, you can apply to the FBI.
Right.
You can't apply to Raw.
Okay.
A Raw agent, they can pick a random villager in Rajasthan to become a Raw agent.
Wow.
They have in the past picked actors to be Raw agents.
Right. Yeah.
And there's no way to really apply to it.
Okay.
So, how does somebody who wants to do this for his country, a student, an MBA grad, ISB type,
Right.
what does he do? How does he do it?
Right.
It's that kind of it happens on our streets. It happens on our roads. It happens with real people in real situations. But it's got a little bit of that hyper reality. What I mean by that is ultra real ante mari documentary docudrama la anpistundi. It's not like Anurag Kashyap real.
Okay.
But it's got a little bit of technical finesse, I think.
Right.
And
So you'll be having drones and spy cameras and
I don't understand why everybody uses drones in movies these days, but we have a couple.
No, I mean drones not to shoot the movie, but drones is a part of the script.
We do. How did you know?
Like you could guess.
Okay, yeah, let's try.
And like high adrenaline chases and stuff.
Well, we attempted the chase. Adrenaline meeku vachinda ledha cheppandi.
That's cool. And when are we likely going to see?
Summer 2018.
Wow.
I can't work as fast as other people.
For obvious reasons.
Well, no, I don't think it's obvious. It's just I really need to marinate.
Okay.
For some people, it just happens quick. Christopher Nolan.
Right.
He makes a blockbuster every 2 years.
Okay.
ఒక సినిమా వరల్డ్ వైడ్ ఫిల్మ్ $1 billion చేసుకొని రిలీజ్ అయ్యే లోపల హీస్ ఆల్రెడీ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ హిస్ నెక్స్ట్,
Right.
డూయింగ్ ప్రీ ప్రొడక్షన్,
Right.
షూటింగ్, ఫినిషింగ్, రిలీజింగ్ ఇట్ విదిన్ 18 months of the
Right.
release of this one.
Right.
I wish I knew how to.
Do you know that Christopher Nolan went back to university to do a course, to do a major in philosophy? That is after he became a director?
I'm sure because it probably informed his perspective. I know for a fact that he doesn't have a cell phone
Right.
or an email address.
Right.
He stays away from technology in that sense. And the reason he doesn't use technology in his films, like you very rarely see someone talking on a cell phone in his film,
Right.
is because he wants his films to be timeless.
Okay.
And you could watch The Dark Knight 20 years from now,
true.
and all the technology will still make sense.
I frankly think that that's the best superhero trilogy that's ever there, the Batman series.
I would have called it the best trilogy,
Okay.
except I hated The Dark Knight Rises.
Why?
I thought it was-
as intense as any other.
I thought The Dark Knight
Okay.
is in my top 5 of all time.
I think it's because the Joker stole away all the attention.
Yeah, but I mean, Dark Knight Rises మరీ మన తెలుగు సినిమా టైపు ఆటమ్ బాంబ్ 10, 9, 8, 7 ఆ టైప్ ఉండే.
So are you making a controversial statement against our Telugu, the Tollywood film industry?
Hey, come on, some of our old action films, Ray, it doesn't work. But I really like some of our new age stuff for sure.
Like?
I was happy to be a part of the same production company, PVP and Matinee Entertainment, that made Ghazi.
Right.
We make Shanam with them.
Right.
They made Ghazi, which I thought, come on, a true blue submarine film.
Absolutely.
A Telugu story off the coast of Vizag.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Nobody would have dared that 20 years ago. I'm happy to be a part of Bahubali.
Okay.
Not so much in the second one, it was just my head. But in the first one especially.
Yeah, but so now, see, you went ahead and you frankly told about this. Are you a sport in terms of the kind of how lengthy your roles are, or how?
I used to be. I'm very clear in saying that I want to do films where the film rests on my shoulders now.
Okay.
I think that's అంటే మనోళ్ళు ఏంటంటే అన్ఫార్చునేట్గా దాన్ని ఇడికి హీరోనే చేయాలని ఉందిరా అని అంటారు. But it's not that. I don't mind being a true negative character.
Okay.
But the film's on my shoulders.
Right.
I like the idea of anchoring a film.
Okay.
What John Travolta did in Broken Arrow, for example.
Right.
He's the villain through and through.
And Christian Slater was.
Christian Slater is the hero per se. But I would have picked John Travolta any day. So it just depends. But I do want to do roles where I am anchoring the film.
So we're going to look. Your next movie, the spy movie.
Yes, I've done
You would be anchoring the one. You would be the center of the movie.
Oh yeah, I wrote it for myself, I guess. But I'm also happy to say I'm doing a love story,
Okay.
which is not something I've done yet.
Okay.
A proper,
Love story.
like a proper love story, and not like a ఆరు పాటలు 3 ఫైట్లు.
పాటలు అయితే ఉంటాయి.
అంటే yeah, but real.
Where you would have your hair swaying and.
No. Okay. Let me ask you something. You know the difference between A.N.R. Garu's Devdas and Shah Rukh Khan's Devdas?
No.
They're both love stories.
Right.
But A.N.R. Garu's Devdas is real.
Okay.
Like, I've actually learned some acting tips from that film.
Okay.
Dilip Kumar saab saw that film, was like, dude, he got inspired by a couple of the scenes in that.
Cool.
That's real. It felt very real. Shah Rukh Khan's Devdas, I loved it. Grand production design, it's beautiful. But it's an opera. It's very
Do
operatic.
you think grand productions, they take away the sheen from storytelling?
Not necessarily. It depends on the kind of film, right? Baz Luhrmann, he made The Great Gatsby, Australia.
Right.
So it depends on what you're aiming for.
Or Moulin Rouge?
Yeah. So I think if you're aiming for that sort of operatic, me, I like things a bit more grounded, which is why I probably enjoy The Dark Knight much more than the Marvel films.
Okay. I like Marvel. I'm all pumped up for the Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
ఏమో నాకు తెలిసే ప్రతి 5 నిమిషాలకి ఎవడో సూపర్ హీరో వస్తుంటాడు.
This is the producer of our show.
Please. And that's Miss Telugu, ladies and gentlemen. We can't edit that out.
We've been told that Sesh reads a lot. He's got. At least I try to. At least he's one of those actors who reads and who tries to expand his horizons. We've got 2 great books.
Writer అవ్వాలంటే reader అనిపించుకోవాలి.
And here you go.
This is for the eye, juice.
That's a gift, thank you.
That's from the team.
Wow.
Yeah, that's from the team and one from the producer.
Oh my God. I was just looking at this in the store yesterday.
Yeah? Wow. Okay.
He's getting out. Stay here.
Okay.
Good stuff. Thank you.
So this is a book. The originals happens to be a book, which is about people who attempted things differently, all by themselves, not sticking to conventions, and the results, although painful, but through a process, I think achieved success
Thank you, guys.
unrivaled.
And that's from me. I just said it over a phone call and he actually got this stuff.
Sir, I never got a rose, man. No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what do we say?